Hey everyone, real quick, I just wanted to share my journey as I tried to obtain my OSCP. There's one thing that I found out today, and that if you take a look at OFFSEC's website and sign up, you're able to um, take a look at their courses that they have. So if you sign up for their membership, then you'll have access to whichever course that you choose, right? So I chose the PIN 200. But there's a few fundamental level courses which are free, apparently. I didn't know about that. It would have been nice to know about that before I had purchased the package, just so I can test the waters and see if I like their learning style. So why don't we take a look at one of the free ones? All right, so here I am in my um, OFFSEC library. Um, if we take a look here at courses, you'll see that the first course they recommend you take is the PEN 103. Now, if you take a look at the PEN 103, well, what does that cover? So I actually finished it, and I can tell you it's got some pretty good information in there. But this isn't going to teach you so much about penetration testing as much as it's going to make you familiar with Kali Linux as a distribution. And they're going to go over the history. So for instance, they do have their introduction here, which just goes over how Linux came to be, the fact that Kali derives from Debian, and that the Linux is actually just the kernel, right? The distribution is what allows that kernel to boot and run the package. And in this case, it's going to be the Debian package, right? And how that's closely linked with Kali, but Debian maintains the primary package, right? So you'll go through and you'll learn these little intricacies of Kali, which is all great. And I'm pretty sure you're interested in the technical information and value that it brings, right? So let's take a look at some of that. So if you go to Linux Fundamentals, they teach you about some basic Linux commands. So if you've never really touched Linux, you can go ahead and take a look at some of these commands and keep a close eye on the learning style. Uh, right now, we don't see a video, right? So you're having to read through this material. Unless you use Microsoft Edge, which they have the read out loud feature, and I love the read out loud feature. Let me show it to you real quick. So all you have to do is just right click, read out loud, and then you can highlight whatever you want it to read, and it'll read it for you. This is perfect, especially after long days in the office, and then I come home, I'm not wanting to read this. So the read out loud feature helps me get through it quicker without reading it, but not quite comprehending it, right? You're just reading it to read it. All right, so we'll go ahead and stop the read out loud feature. And to exit this, you just press the X here. So go ahead and take a look at the PEN 103. Now, to take note, this is not the PEN 100. So the PEN 103, the difference is it's really just teaching you about the Linux distribution and the package and the different features that come with it and how to customize it to your needs. It's for somebody who doesn't even have a Kali Linux virtual machine like I do. So for instance, let me show you my Kali Linux virtual machine. So if you don't have a virtual machine started, like you're completely new, the PEN 103 is your course. The PEN 100 is not your course if you are completely new and you don't even have a VM, okay? Because the PEN 100 kind of assumes that you know how to boot Kali from either VirtualBox or VMware. Now, they will set you up a little bit, but I would recommend if you're completely new, take a look at PEN 103, understand the distribution, and it'll also help you understand the file structures in a sense. And then once you're done looking at that, then you may want to consider purchasing the OFFSECs. Why don't we go look at their deals here? So go type OFFSEC, security OFFSEC. Just go to their website. And guys, I'm not a spokesman for them. I'm not trying to sell their products. I just purchased it because guess what? You know, it's something that I've been wanting to do. And I figured I'd just start off with the PEN 100, work my way up. And what I actually did is I stumbled into a PEN 103 thinking that was a PEN 100. So there's some confusion there, right? especially when you look at the courses, the first one you see is 103. You think that's Pen 100, but it's not. They're different. Pen 103 is completely free, meaning all you need to do is just sign up, right? Register, and you have access to it. You don't have to pay the $2,000 that they're asking for right now with their discounted rate. Okay, but if you take a look here for the OSCP, this is what you can get. All right, so Learn One, I think, is the best option. It's just 1 year's access to all their fundamental material and at least one of their courses that you choose. So if you choose Pen 200 for your course, then you have access to that, and you have access to Pen 100 as well, because that's fundamentals, right? So this is all great stuff here. It's quite expensive. This is why I recommend that you sit down and you budget and you determine if this is something you can afford before moving forward with it, because that's quite expensive. If your company is willing to pay for it, even better. It's something that you know I reach out to my company for, and they've been able to assist me with that. But definitely recommend you do that with your company and see if they're willing to vouch for it. All right. And again, Pen 103, completely free. Go take a look at it. Why don't we take a look at Pen 100 and see what that's about, right? All right, so we'll go to the library here. Actually, you just go to Learning Path, and then under Learning Path, you go to Network Penetration Testing Essentials. Network Penetration Testing Essentials. This is Pen 100. You can see I've barely scratched the surface of the course, but if I click on, like, for example, Linux Basics, and I don't want to give away any other proprietary, like, copyright material here, so I'll just be very light on what I go over, but just kind of helping you understand what you'll initially have access to. So why don't we take a look at, for example, this one right here. So they'll teach you about some of the commands, and then if you scroll down, you'll have access to a Linux box. So if you click this, it will start your Linux box, kind of like this. And just like similar to Proving Grounds, once it's started up, then you'll have access to something that similar to Try Hack Me or Hack the Box, right? You have access to the attack box. You can also access it via a VPN if you like, and it's in the browser, which is really nice. So this is quite useful if you don't want to use your own. In some cases, the flags are only on this box, so you have to use it. Another thing to note that I think when you take the exam, it's going to be very similar to this, right? So you're using their latest distribution, you're using something that you can become accustomed to. So when you take the exam, you're used to that distribution, the latest one. And it's got a very similar environment to Try Hack Me and Hack the Box, right? And you've got flags. Their try harder mindset means that they may not give you the answer straight out. You have to maybe look around for it. So go ahead and minimize that. But I plan to finish this as soon as possible. We can see that some of the learning material includes Linux basics, Windows commands, Bash scripting, PowerShell, troubleshooting, cryptography, web applications, file transfer. Most of these things I've already done. I've done it with TCM security. I've done their course before. I've taken courses for like CEH. Let's see, what other courses have I taken? Just in the past, with all my certifications, learning, everything from like the CISA Plus to the CAS Plus. I covered a lot of these topics already, so I should be able to burn through it quickly, and I'll give you a review and let you know how the Pen 100 was. This is not a Pen 100 video. This is more of a Pen 103. Hey guys, I found out this is free. Go check it out type of deal, right? And for someone who's completely new, I'm like flagging you down right now. I'm saying, hey, I know you're completely new. Go check this out. It's got some real good material in there. And if you don't have a Kali box like I do, you can get it set up. And you can even watch my video. I have a video where I show you connect to Try Hack Me and try some of the free rooms to get you started. But I really want to help newbies who are trying to get into the field know where to go find this material, because it's not really out there, right? I didn't know about the Pen 103 until I That's how I stumbled upon it. So why don't you take a look at it? Let me know what you think. All right, Danny out.